Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Michael Ray Haybauer coming to you with another late night, early morning story time video. Why? Because I live that vampire lifestyle, man. I don't know what it is. I stay up all night, sleep all day. You're eating maggots, Michael. Those aren't noodles, those are worms. I'm a vampire. But that being said, please excuse my set. It's one of the only sets I had available for my late night movie reviews. But this is a acting and television and movie themed story time. So I'll use this background in this video. Please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. Consider becoming a member of this channel for exclusive content and supporting your boy, and for future live streams and all that other good stuff. Plus, I got merchandise available. Trying to make a living off of YouTube since we're all at strike. And who's honestly working in Hollywood anymore? Well, I know I'm not. I hope I am again. But right now, I'm hoping still for a comeback. That being said, please consider becoming a member of this channel, supporting me for future content, exclusive content, merch, da. Now let's watch a commercial. And then we're going to get into an amazing story time video. In another way you can support me, the creator of this content, is checking out my merchandise store with the links below. We got t-shirts for sale. Anything that I got available, I'm going to get it to you. Like DonkeyLips t-shirts. You love DonkeyLips. They come in a variety of colors. Why don't you pick yourself up one? Hey, become a camper or camp on Awana. Pick up a personalized autographed photo sent to you. I also have cameos available that also come with a personalized autographed photo shout out sent to you from Cameo. And right now, limited Zeke the Plumber Plushy Nightmare t-shirts. That's right. Everything's limited. Everything's on sale. Support your boy, Michael Ray Haybauer. Links down below. Yeah, new merchandise will be added this week, I promise. So go ahead and look on the merchandise store for some new stuff before this Saturday. That being said, I got to make a new commercial. So some updated stuff. But hey, here we go. Thanks to this reunion I had, that's right, that's what we're going to talk about in today's story time. We had a reunion for our acting school that many of us went to. Let's call it some 80s, 90s, 2000 stars or whatever. We went to one of the best acting schools around, and it was a really small one in the middle of the San Fernando Valley. It was called the Young Actors Space. And it started so many people's careers, so many people's journey into the world of performing, acting, playing, whatever you want to call it, improv, into Hollywood. Again, and it resonated with so many people. And they got together, Lindsay Price, especially one of the Price students, got together and decided to throw basically it's like a 40-year reunion for the founder, Diane Hardin, and the acting school. And a lot of alumni showed up, were invited, and I was one of them. And I went down there, and I had a very, very beautiful day. I'm going to show you guys some pictures. We're going to go celeb hunting in the pictures, and it just... Whenever I have a little bit of joy in my life, because you guys know my struggles in many different forms, you guys are there for me. I feel like I need to show and tell sometimes. Because sometimes you guys are my only outlet making these YouTube videos, and I need this. So I hope you guys listen for the entire story of the reunion. Check out some pictures while we go celebrity diving. And I just thank you guys for being a part of it. But first off, I wanted to show everybody I have a clip on this YouTube channel, and I'll put the link down below. I made a video a few years back of how I became an actor. A lot of people wanted to watch it. It got flagged for copyright, so I can't show it all right now, but I'll leave the link down below, and I recommend you all watch that, please, to get a truthful, interesting video and storyline of how I became an actor. We'll watch a quick little clip about the So at the time, it was very expensive to join with a Hollywood. Sorry, we'll watch a little clip about how I basically started at the young actor space, and that will lead us into the reunion that we just had. So at the time, it was very expensive to join with a Hollywood agent, as they wanted a lot of money for pictures, headshots, acting classes, you name it, the works. We did not financially have the income, but one beautiful woman by the name of Arlette Approach, she offered to help support me in the pictures, auditions, and everything to join her agency, so I did. They were called the Tony Kelman Arletta Agency. So after officially getting a Hollywood talent agent like Estelle from Friends, I began the auditioning process for multiple TV shows and music videos, commercials of the like. Can't show that, that gets copyrighted. Jackson, we're working on. So I thought I had it promoted to the part where it talks about my acting school. There we go. It's somewhere around here. There we go. Shows and commercials. I also studied an acting class a lot at the Young Actor Space to build up my skill set and my acting, my timing, etc. And it worked out. I was able to work in the industry for many, many years, and hopefully still continue. So that was a little tidbit. Sorry I didn't have it queued up to the right moment. But that's a little tidbit of the acting school and the website. And we're going to take a look at that website right now in a little bit more detail. Let's bring up the website a little bit better. And as you guys can see, they are still going, but they lost their location during the COVID pandemic, and they are seeking out alternatives as we speak. And I'm hoping to be a part of that process. I mean, heck, who knows? Maybe I'll even beg them to become a teacher for some of the new students in this era. But you get their, go to their website, youngactorspace.com. I'll leave a link down below. You can get their entire story of how it was started by Nora and Diane Harden, and how amazing they were to all of our lives in becoming actors and finding agents and basically helping give us careers, in which they did. And you can always take a look at the alumni, and some of these people will be in the pictures that we talked about at the reunion. And this is a excerpt from Emma Stone, if you guys remember her from all the Spider-Man movies and everything she's done. And Patrick was one of the teachers that came on a few years after the class started, but he's still a great friend of mine, and I took classes with him as well. But she wrote, "Patrick Day taught me how to cry, and I mean that as a compliment. Young Actor Space was my outlet to grow and learn and study as a teenager. I will always be grateful for what I learned there and still remember Young Actor Space as my favorite classes that I've ever taken." What a great, great excerpt from Emma Stone. And a lot of us have these same feelings, and we revealed a lot of these feelings and stories at the reunion as we spoke to the Diane Harden, the founder, and Nora Eckstein, and Patrick was there and everybody, and we told them some stories about classes and how they taught us love, empathy, respect, how to play, how to become an actor, how to cry, how to handle emotions. There were so many techniques in these classes that it proves with all the talent they say they helped supplant into the industry. on why they are such an amazing school. And they're not even that big named in terms of, like you hear about Meisner or all these big acting coaches in their schools, like Lee Strasberg. I mean, you need to put Diane Harden, young actor space, with all of this. But she is still very fluent in Hollywood. Patrick Day more so because he took over the day-to-days, and Nora and everybody. But it was a beautiful reunion. And again, these are some of the, I showed a picture of some of the alumni, and we have a word alumni spotlight. And most of these people I went to class with and met them on numerous occasions. And again, once you become a part of the young actor space world, you become family. And we would have dinners, we would have hangouts, we would go to bowling alleys, we would hang out after class, we would hang out before class and rehearse our scenes. We would go to each other's houses and rehearse our scenes and practice before class. And we became a family. And again, doesn't mean all of us still contact each other to this day, but we're all still in each other's lives somehow. And that's why the reunion that we're going to see some pictures from in a minute was so special to me, because through the world of judgment that we all live through nowadays, and a lot of people, whether they quit acting or they're not acting as much or they're not all in, or we don't understand Hollywood anymore because it's changed, we all came together and we all accepted each other, hugged each other, loved each other again, remembered everybody, and we spoke and hugged. And what a beautiful moment. What a beautiful moment. So we felt like we did when we were younger, going to classes, hanging out, spending time together, joining a family is what it felt like. And I felt accepted again when I went to this reunion and I saw almost all these people. Not all of them, but you know what I'm saying. But here's some of the alumni: Chad Allen, Elizabeth Berkley, Jessica Biel. That you guys will recognize names. Thomas Wilson was there, Candace Cameron, Amanda Bynes, all these big names. You guys can go through the list, and a lot of these people were at the reunion. I didn't get pictures with all of them, but I got a good amount. I was afraid to take pictures, out of disrespect. And I have some videos as well of us improvising, doing some sketches and acting and giving speeches, but I'm not going to share any of that in today's video. I think, because I don't think some of these famous actors might want that out there again, even though I did take some videos and pictures. I guess I'll leave that for myself for now, unless I get permission to air it at a later date. So there's some of the people. We'll just keep going through it. You guys will maybe recognize a lot of names. And a lot of these people, for the most part, I've worked with, because I went to that school for a good 10 years. A good 10 years. A couple times a week for a good 10 years. And it started in 1988. That's when I signed on with a manager. I met a manager through some auditioning process, like from a magazine or something, from Faces International. And I met Kelly Martin's mother. You guys might not know who Kelly Martin is, but we'll talk about her in a minute. But I met Kelly Martin's mother, and she signed me on as a client. And also Brandon Call, he's another actor that was a little bit famous in the 80s and 90s. He was the original kid on the Baywatch series, on the pilot or two, the original son of David Hasselhoff. But they signed me as an actor. And then they introduced me to my agency. I didn't mention that in the video of how I became an actor. I should have. But they introduced me to my agent, who then signed me on. Then they also brought me to Diane Harden's Young Actor Space, where I started studying, like around 1988, 89, around those years. And it continued and so on. And the Young Actor Space took me on as a student. They took me on as a student, pro bono, like on scholarship, because I didn't have a lot of money. and I started taking classes, and I worked my way through their system because they had like an adult class. They also had like they had different classes. They had like a Wednesday class, different classes, right? But then they had an adult class on Monday nights, like, you know, for the people that were a little bit older, but they were also studying and getting better. And you can, there's a lot of celebrities, but there was a lot of celebrities in almost every class. But that adult class was, once you were in there, you wanted to get in that class. Like once you started bringing up your skill set in improv, scene work, what do they call it? Cold reads, scene study, all those techniques, you wanted to get into the adult class because that's where you can really, really do anything, you know? And yeah, so I worked my way through the system and I made it in the adult class and all that other stuff. Then we built a studio and we got some funds and we built a studio next to it. We called it the Black Hole Theater Company. We all pitched in, a lot of us. And that's where Patrick Day and Diane started teaching as well, like some adult classes. It was called the Black Hole Theater Company that we created on top of Diane Harden's Young Actor Space. And I took classes with Nora and Diane and everybody, and they all had different techniques and this and that. Long story short, they are so beautiful. So I was invited to this reunion, and I went down and let's take a few pictures. And the gentlemen with sunglasses are members of the amazing band, the Flux Capacitors. And one of them also was, I believe, a student. I think he mentioned that, at that school at one point in their life, because it's all in the same neighborhood. But they brought me to the event because I don't have a car right now, and they took me to the event, and let's look at some pictures, and let's go celeb watching. So, as you can see, I'm very happy, excited to be reunited with some people. We got my boys, and again, we're all friends to this day, even though we don't talk every week. We all still love each other, and that's what this event was for. And we got myself, James on the left with sunglasses, a member of the Flux Capacitors band that I just recently went to some conventions and stuff with them to party. Then we got Ryan Silverberg with his little head showing his face. We'll have some pictures of him in a second. But we got Ryder Strong from Boy Meets World next to me. We got the amazing Luke Edwards next to him. If you don't remember Luke Edwards, one of the great movies with Fred Savage called The Wizard. He was the young brother, the young boy in that. And I even said it when I went to the reunion. I'm like, when he's like, I kind of didn't recognize him because it was a lot for me to see a lot of people, you know, looking differently. And I was like, you know, introducing myself and everything. And he's like, hey, I'm like Michael Bauer. He's like, hey, it's me, Luke Edwards. And I'm like, Luke, California, from the movie The Wizard, one of my favorite movies. And yeah, so that's Luke Edwards. And then to the left of him is his brother, Shiloh Strong. Me and him had a good conversation. But then I started talking conspiracies in the real world and like politics or whatever a little bit later. And I don't think that went too well. My anxiety, not everybody accepts my opinions, my views, my thoughts, or I always look crazy, especially to a lot of Hollywood people. But I mean, maybe that's not how he looked at me. Maybe that's just how I'm reading into it with my anxiety. But yeah, I had to close down that conversation. But that's Shiloh Strong, Ryder Strong's brother. And he's an amazing actor as well. And let's pull up some other pictures. And there we go. We got another picture. This one, I wasn't in it. That's why I made my friend take it, where he was in the bottom right of the frame, or the bottom left with his glasses. But this is the picture before I got in it with the same people. Ryan from the Flux Capacitors wearing the shirt. I told him, I'm like, hey, man, I want you to come down. It might be good networking, and it sucks that you have to network at a party, at a reunion, and probably nobody else was networking, but they were indirectly. And I was like, come on down, brother. Wear the t-shirt of the band you're in. Network. Because he loves retro nostalgia, actors from the 80s, 90s. He was an actor himself as well. And like I said, I believe he said he might have went to the school once or twice in his days, but he was on some episodes of, like, was it the Munsters or the Addams Family back in the days, and a couple other things like that. So, but there it is. There's the amazing gang. And then there is Nora Eckstein, the co-founder of the Young Actor Space. And I know the pictures aren't the best. My camera phone is not the best. I don't know how to take pictures. I am the worst. My technology is not up to date. So forgive me. But that's the beautiful Nora who invited me, got a hold of me. And there she is, one of the co-founders, one of my teachers, an amazing soul. And then to her right is the brother of Lindsay Price, who threw the event. Lindsay Price is also an actress. She's been in, I believe, stuff like 90210, and other shows like that. And she was in a really, we'll talk about her more in a minute, but that's her brother, Brian Price. And me and him have been Facebook friends for many years. I love the guy. He played football. He was playing football when I was going to acting classes, and I always looked up to him because I was like, oh, I want to play football because I love football. But I saw him again, and that's Brian Price, Lindsay's brother, who threw the party with her husband, or the reunion. That's a gentleman named Patty O'Connor, who I've known for many years, with another Nickelodeon actor friend of mine, Ryan Grassmeyer, who's on, I don't know what Nickelodeon shows with a superhero nowadays. They got like a kid superhero, and he plays like a villain. But they used to be roommates. My good friend Ryan Grassmeyer, who's in all my fantasy football leagues, and he's been in a couple short films that I've made. But that was his roommate, Patty O'Connor, who was also a student of Young Actor Space. And I didn't even know that because I think we might have overlapped, or we weren't in the same classes all the time. But he was at the reunion, so I saw him there, and I mistook him for Patrick Day, the teacher, because they look a lot alike. But we were reunited, and he's a great dude. And that's Patty O'Connor, the Irish name that I love. He was there with his beautiful wife, and they just moved into a new place recently. There's James, the saxophonist from the Flux Capacitors, that came out of his way to drive me to the event. I love you, James. You're an amazing soul. Thank you so much for giving me that blessing. And there's the gang, again, with Melora Hardin. She is the daughter of Diane Hardin. She's a famous actress as well. I've known her for many years through the acting class, and Diane, her mother. We would have events and dinners and hangouts. And one quick story about Melora Hardin. She's very famous from the TV show called The Office. I haven't watched it. I don't know who she plays, but they did. That's why they're like, we got to get a picture with her. We got to get, Mike, introduce us. And she was leaving at this point in the event. But, thank God she, took the time to take a picture with her fans from The Office, and then to get a thing with me. And one story that I can give of Melora that I even told her was one day I was at the acting studio hanging out with Diane, and then Melora showed up, and she told her mother in a room that she just booked the movie called Lambada, The Forbidden Dance. There was like some big movies being made about Lambada, and there was two of them that were competing with each other. And she's a dancer as well. And not only to be an actress, but to get that part in Lambada for your dancing skills, she was thrilled. So she told her mother in the room, I got the job. I got the job in the lead in that movie. She was the lead in Lambada, The Forbidden Dance. And then her and Diane are like, yeah, you got it. You got it. Like, they were celebrating. And like, I was sitting there watching them have a moment in their life, a special moment. And it brings tears to my eyes that not only, I'm an emotional creature, that not only they give me special moments, in my life, that I was able to also be a part and witness a special moment in their life. Because these special moments are so amazing. So this reunion was another special moment for me. And there's the host that created the event for Diane, student. I went to class with her a lot. The beautiful Lindsay Price. Then her husband in the all-white outfit. He's a famous 5-star chef, owns restaurants. He's on a lot of reality shows. His name is Curtis Stone. They are Lindsay Price Stone and Curtis Stone. They threw the event at his ranch. He owns a ranch up in the hills somewhere. I won't give away the locations. And there they are in that picture. And I was so proud. As you can see, I'm smiling. I normally don't smile in pictures because I got nothing to smile about. I'm always living in that negative depression space that I tend to live with or have it in my brain. But again, what a special moment. Then we got Luke Edwards again. Me and him hung out a lot that day. And Luke Edwards has really helped me out a lot in life with kind words. Mentioned some therapists to me, to help me deal with some of my issues. And Luke is a great friend. And then we got Chad Allen in the middle. Chad Allen was very famous. He was like a teen heartthrob for many years. And me and Chad, we went to class together a lot. And he had a documentary. Chad Allen literally had a documentary. I got to find it online. I should have brought it up the video, man. Maybe I can do that real quick. Let me see if I can bring it up. I got to look on my computer. Forgive me, guys. I'm doing this live without preparation. But I did a documentary for Chad Allen. And it was pretty dang cool, man, to be a part of it. We filmed it at the acting class. It was like a week in the life of Chad Allen because he was a teen heartthrob. And it was just pretty dang cool. Let me just see if I possibly have it on my computer here real quick. Where would I have listed it? Maybe publicity. Maybe under, do I have documentaries? Maybe I do. Who knows? Oh, I wish I had it, like, just up the part real quickly. Let me see if it's anywhere here. It might not be the clip that I got. I know I have it somewhere listed. I just got to go and find it. Would it be, maybe it would be called a movie? Who knows? Movies, television, talk shows, magazines, reviews, invites, clips. Maybe it's under clips. I know I have it. Guys, I can't find it at the exact moment. All I need to say is forgive me. Let's see if I'll just look real quick here on this page. And I want to get back to the video. I'm sorry, guys. I could have swore I had it somewhere. Because I just watched it recently. I thought I did. Documentary, should it be there? The Orange Years. No, I don't see it there for some reason. All right, guys, I'm not going to get into it. If you guys can find it online, the Chad Allen documentary about his life, I'm featured in it a lot with a lot of these actors as well. And it's just a cool video to watch. But that's Chad Allen. And then I was kind of laughing at the story. And I'm like, remember, I'm in your documentary. And we did a scene from our acting school. And we did like an improv scene. And Chad was like my father. Another woman was like my mother in that scene. And then I was like a drug addict teenager that just got caught doing drugs. And like it was an intense scene. So you would think about it for teenagers like 12, 13, 14, 15 years of age, whatever we were at the time. It was a really intense scene. And it got really emotional. And, so I started, but I thought I was a little bit cringy. Like I thought my acting, I didn't really have all my emotions together. Like I thought I maybe was a little bit bigger than I should, or broader than I should have been. But again, it made it into the documentary, and then a lot of people loved it, and they're like, man. And then that was like one of at my age when I was learning in that school, that was like one of my most emotional scenes, as like a drug addict and stuff. And they always remembered it. So I was kind of laughing with them. I'm like, I'm so cringy, but I'm in your documentary. And I'm like, Chad Allen, you made it. I go, any actor that has their own documentary, you made it. I don't know how much he's working nowadays. I haven't really looked up his career recently, but I'm still proud to. And it's just amazing. It's amazing to get together and hang out with them. And I talk a lot, guys, so forgive me. I like to tell my story, so this is always like a 45-minute video. But I hope you guys understand and enjoy, and thank you for being there for me. Now, I call these girls the divas, the beautiful, beautiful females, the amazing, talented actors. And there it is. We got Lindsay Price, and then to her right, I think her name is Krista Denton. I might be saying it wrong. There was a lot of names and people that I met, didn't quite know as much as I did others. She was one of them, but I think that's Krista Denton. Forgive me. But there she is on Lindsay's right. Then to Lindsay's left, we got Nicole Tom. A lot of people might remember her from TV shows such as The Nanny. She was the daughter on The Nanny. She's done so much. She's from the famous Tom family. I worked with all of them. David Tom, her brother. He was the original Sponge in the pilot of Salute Your Shorts. So you guys can go back and find video on that. That's her brother, her little brother, David Tom. He was in a lot of 80s and 90s movies. Then her sister is Heather Tom. Beautiful, beautiful girl. I remember in acting classes, I had a crush on her. She was so beautiful. She was on a lot of those daytime soap operas. I forget the names of them, but like Days of Our Lives or Young and the Restless or The Lives of Our Days or I don't know. But Heather Tom was on one of those. And I just recently, I'm sure Nicole is working all the time still, but I recently, a couple years back, saw her on the final season of Gotham. She's in one of the episodes of Gotham, the TV show, and I was so happy to see her. I'm like, yeah, there's Nicole. And then I hit her up on Facebook and congratulated her. Then there I am in my shirt. It was tucked in, but it came out, and I wore swim trunk shirts because I thought there might be a pool. Well, there was, but I thought we might swim or go in a jacuzzi or a pool. Plus, my friend had a jacuzzi for later in the night. So I wore swim trunks, but I tucked my shirt in, but it came out while I started walking around and taking pictures. And I kind of look stupid, and I don't like the way it looks. I wish it was tucked in, but hey, that's my anxiety. Then to my left is the beautiful Kelly Martin. She's a very famous actress. Her mother was my manager, started my career basically as well. I was good friends with her. She was on Life Goes On. What an amazing TV show. She did the movie with The Rock where he was took over a little daughter like he was a football player. She's done so much. A lot of Hallmark, Lifetime movies. She's a brilliant actress. And I was telling her, I was like, man, every time you were on a TV series, after it would end, you're on another movie. Or you're on another TV series that is going for another 2 or 3 years. And all of us looked up to all of these actors. Like I said, I went to acting class with all these people, like on a weekly basis. I was learning from the best. So that's how I know that I'm an actor. I'm not only the fat funny guy or the comedic actor or the guy with a lisp. I can act. The problem with the industry is I don't get the opportunities all the time to actually be an actor outside of the cliche or the niche or the characterization that they put me under. And the same thing goes for all of the people I'm talking about on today. Hollywood is a really tough business. A lot of them are also struggling to get jobs nowadays, and a lot of them are working constantly. It's just, it doesn't mean they're any less than. It doesn't mean they're any more than. It just means they're all in still to this day, because Hollywood typically, throughout the years, you become disgruntled, or it eats you up and spits you out. And there's a lot of no's. There's a lot of heartache. And sometimes you just can't put up with it, and you gotta disappear. It's like when YouTubers need to take a break because you're all in and you're working too much. Even if they're not on a TV show or a movie, they're literally going to acting classes, taking pictures, doing modeling sessions, studying their craft, going to auditions day in and day out, commercial, TV, film, hoping to get a job. It is a all-time, everyday, 100% tough business. And that's even before you get paid to get a job, in which typically you don't get paid what you deserve. Hence why they're having strikes. Now, this is the woman of the hour. And, wow, where's the picture of Christine in all of them? Forgive me, guys. I hope I didn't lose some photos. I thought I had photos of Christine, Lakin, and some other people. And, yeah, who knows? Ugh, do I have to go through this again? Maybe I didn't get all the pictures. I didn't set up this video correctly. Oh, I hope I didn't lose those videos. I'm pretty sure I took a picture with Christine. Oh, there's so many people I didn't get pictures with. Oh, my goodness. Like Thomas Brown and Christine Lakin and I can't name everybody else. All right. I was having too much fun, man. I was talking. And I was afraid to pull out the camera all the time. But a lot of people did. They started pulling out cameras, so I did as well. But there's the woman of the hour, the creator of the school, Diane Harden. She gave a speech. We all gave speeches to her and told some stories. And she was crying during the speech I gave her. And I saw her, and wow. And a lot of people have quoted me on the speech that I gave, and they're like, you gave one powerful speech. And it was ad-libbed. I did not write it. It was off the top of my dome in my heart. And that's what I'm known for. I'm known for my heart. I got a big heart. Even though I'm evil, mean, I get depressed, I live in a negative space, my heart is huge. And I love everybody, and I try to, until I can't no more. But, yeah, she teared up. I looked at her after I wrote it. I gave her a hug and a kiss, and she had tears in her eyes. So that meant she was soaking up every moment. And what a beautiful day. And there she is with her husband on the left, the amazing Jerry Harden. I'm a big Star Trek fan. He's been in the X-Files. He's been in Star Trek. And you guys are going to need to go on IMDb and search all these names I'm mentioning. But Diane gave a speech as well, thanking each and every one of us. And she said one thing that I needed to say in this video, because she's up there in age, and she didn't even hesitate to say it. I don't know if people dance around the subject of when you get older, you're afraid they might pass away, but she didn't dance around it. She said, today is a day that will be in my heart and in the clouds. And she said, if even I die, again, I might be paraphrasing, I don't know the exact words, but she's like, even if I die tonight, this is a way to go out in front of people that you've basically mothered, brought into the world, gave them careers, helped them out, and everybody was telling stories of how she gave them time, money, a place to sleep, food, and she did a lot of that stuff for me as well. That is one amazing human being, Diane Harden. We all needed you in our life, and you were blessed to us and given to us at the right moment. What a beautiful day. Then we got my favorite, your favorite. I don't know if this is the final picture I have, but that's Elizabeth Berkley from Saved by the Bell, the infamous Showgirls, many other projects. I love seeing her. I saw her and her husband again, and she got her children, and it was a great event. I've known Liz for many, many years. We were in class together on many, many occasions. Me and Elizabeth under the guise of Diane, we had when I was in the adult class, Diane gave us an assignment, me and Elizabeth, this one time, that we had to pick a song and we had to sing and learn the lyrics of that song, but we had to perform it together on stage. And we had to live all the emotions in that song with the other person just standing there. So I would pick a song with whatever emotions that I want to deliver in that song, and I would literally get on stage and sing it. Even if I'm not a singer, we needed to emote through our eyes and through our singing what that song is meaning to us and what we are picturing behind the lyrics and in our eyes and in our heart, while the other person is on stage being our companion. They don't say anything, they don't do anything, they just sit there, and then they try to watch us and listen, and they try to figure out and come to a conclusion of what we're specifically singing about or talking about or conveying. So we did that for each other, and I picked the song Black from Pearl Jam in this exercise. And I sang it to her. And I studied that song, and I did a damn good job. And I know what that song is about. A lot of people thought that song or think that song is about when he lost his virginity. I saw that song as about him committing a MUD, a red rum. I saw that song and I took the lyrics as he committed red rum. You guys know what that is. Say it backwards or spell it backwards. So that's what I made the song about. And I did the song. Elizabeth was up there, and that's what I conveyed. Was that I was committing a red rum through that song, and she was the girl that I committed it on. But during that song, when I was committing the red rum, my father replaced the woman. Again, this goes with the theme of, like I told you the story about the Illuminati dream that I had with my father dying. I've always had the fear about my father dying. So in this song, in this exercise, my father replaced Elizabeth in my brain, that I was actually witnessing like a red rum of my father. So it switched. Then I started to cry, and then I finished out the song, right? So then now Elizabeth was asked what she thought. Said, I think he's killing someone. And it might be me or a family member. Well, she didn't say me. She said like a girlfriend, meaning like a woman, or, like a relationship. Wow, she got it. And the entire class, because when they do this exercise, what they convey is not always what they give. You get it? Where they become simpatico, where they become on the same page, and they can kind of see the same vision, whether it be a transference or whatever you call it. And I remember when Elizabeth said that, because, we have to write down what we're doing to Diane. She has to have it on a sheet of paper before we do the exercise. What we're going to try to convey. So she knows the answer. And then she shared it with the class. Like, after Elizabeth said what she said, the class is like, was that it? Then Diane holds up the paper and says, yep. And she reads exactly what I wrote. And the class was like, wow. Then Elizabeth did her song, and she even spoke about this at the reunion. And she cried as well. But she sang the song, I'm sorry, but I'm thinking of the right words to say. I know they don't sound the way it was, like an 80 or 90 song. Like, I promise you I will. I will. She sang that song. And what she was singing about was a future child. She always wanted to be a mother, even back then. And when I was asked what she was conveying, the song talks about friends. Like, I'll never leave you. I'll never make a mistake again. I promise you I will. I'm sorry, but I don't say the right words I say, stuff like that. Then I go, she's singing to a child. And then they revealed it to the class that she was singing to a future child of her own. And they were like, man, you guys were simpatico. So we conversed about that story as we talked about it at the reunion. But there it is. That is my reunion, and I'm missing a few pictures. My apologies. I thought I had pictures of Christine Lakin. She's a director now. She worked with Adam Goldberg, who I know a little bit. And there's a bunch of other people. It's just off the top of my hand. Who can I name? Goodness, I should have thought about this better. I don't know, guys. But after the night, like I said, I hung out with my friends Ryan and James, the people that took me there. And then the day continued. I ended up going out to a sushi bar with these lovely ladies. Marisha, and the girl on her left is Kelly. They're good friends of Ryan and James and the Flux Capacitors band. And they treated me to sushi. We hung out. I'm not a big drinker, but I had some sake. And we just had a beautiful day. And we talked in the apartment after. We hung out. We listened to some music. And overall, it was a fantastic day of life. And it recharged my spirits. And I needed to come to you guys and tell you the story. Because I don't have a lot of days like this. Many of you guys, hey, this is a normal day for you. Not for me. Not at this time in my life. So I wanted to share with you guys what an amazing day I did have. And I appreciate you. And I love you. And all I can say is thank you for being a part of this video. And to everybody at the Young Actor Space and everywhere else, thank you so much for being in my life, inviting me to this reunion. And I hope we can find a new studio space. And maybe we can all build it together. And we can do another 40 years. And man, I would love to teach what I've been taught to some people in the future. That'd be amazing for the next generation of young, talented actors. And there's so many that have been to this school and changed their lives, from whether it be Diane Hardin, Nora Eckstein, or Patrick Day, or any of the other teachers that were there as well. What an amazing school. What an amazing day. Thank you guys for chiming in. And I know I got pictures from some of the acting classes somewhere hidden. I have a little bit of storage unit, not a unit, but like a box or two with a bunch of photos that I need to go through. And I know I saw a couple of photos of like Toby, Leo, Brittany, I can't think of names, Jonathan, Brandish, many others. And I know I got a few photos lying around in these boxes that I can find. But I did lose a lot of my memories, man. From girlfriends, from other people, hanging out, from a lot of actors, parties. I had a hard drive many years ago. And it was like on the outside. I was cleaning my computer. I had a big bowl of water and soap and chemicals. And then the hard drive was out, connected. It didn't have a case. It was like connected some weird way on the desk. And I was cleaning the desk and moving things. And I had the big bowl of soap and water down here. And the dang hard drive, like it was I think it was the first 1 gigabyte hard drive way back in the days, that I transferred everything to. And I lost a lot of photos, or the negatives. And I lost a lot of stuff because I moved one time many, many years ago to that house. But long story short, I used to live in an apartment when I was real young, multiple apartments. Then I finally got the house, and then I transferred everything onto that hard drive. But before that move, I transferred everything. before the move. I transferred everything, and I don't know what happened. I think we lost a box or something of photos, but I was like, and negatives. And I was like, who cares? I got almost all of it transferred on pictures on the hard drive. And again, that hard drive fell while I was cleaning. Again, it had no case. Even if it had a case, it still would have messed up. But it literally fell into the soapy chemical water. And what I was told was to try to dry it out. Like, let it dry out for a few days. You know, so I immediately let it dry out for like a week. Maybe 2. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe 10, 14 days. Then I was also told, and then I tried to plug it in and hear it, and then I heard a noise. Click, 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 click. Click, 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 click. I'm like, uh-oh. Then I looked up how to fix the clicking. Then they said, put it in the refrigerator. Let it freeze up and not get hot, and it might work for a few minutes, and you can get some files. So I put it in a freezer or refrigerator or whatever. Then I connected it, and it looked like it was going to load up, and I didn't hear the clicking. And then 30 seconds later, click, 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 and I could never get any files. So then I took it to a professional, and they charged me like $70 just to look at it and see if they can replace the files or whatever. Then if they could, it would be like another $300-400. I'm like, go ahead and do it. And they did it. Cost me $70. And they said, hey, we can get some stuff. I was like, all right. I ended up paying the $400. But then I literally got like a disc, like a CD-ROM of like, might have been like 40 things altogether. Maybe 7 pictures. I'm like, that's all you can get? It's dead. It's gone. It is corroded. We did all our techniques. This is all we could retrieve. And he goes, it was a hassle to retrieve this. And so, again, I don't remember exactly what photos were still retrieved, but I lost so many. But recently, my good friend Tyrone Tan, and I went through a couple of some files that I had on my computer while I was looking for some of these photos that I still know I have the actual photo of somewhere of the acting clash. I was hoping I had them on file somewhere, but again, like within this episode, you saw me miss a bunch of files. But I found a couple of pictures that might have been taken around the class time. And then Tyrone Tan has been posting pictures of, like, you know, hanging out and stuff like that. Unfortunately, again, I'm not in any of these pictures. And I got to hit them up and see if they got any pictures of me in it. I didn't really hang out as much as everybody else did, and who knows. But again, the pictures that I'm in were probably on my hard drive and not here. So my apologies. But I'll real quick that Tyrone is presented of some of the days that I was hanging out or around them, around the acting class as well. A lot of these people went to the acting class as well, and they didn't all go to the reunion. But so here's an amazing picture with Toby, Tyrone, what's the Punky Brewster girl? I forget her name. Soleil. We had to find pictures for her documentary called Kid 90 a couple years back. I think I'm in the credits as a thank you. I didn't end up in the film in any photos. I thought I did. But there it is. And then we got, of course, the Terminator. I went to his birthday party with Danny Cooksey many years ago. What are these pictures? I don't even know what I got. Oh yeah, there's another picture that Ty sent out or posted. I guess he went to the K-Rock Loveline. I think at Loveline, yeah. We all did Loveline. We went to Loveline every once in a while around that time with like and listened to the Loveline because it was in our neighborhood and we knew the people that did it. We did Loveline episodes and stuff like that. But there's Jonathan, Brittany, Chris. Damn, I haven't talked to Chris Dimitrov in many years. And then Tyrone, and I forget the name of the Loveline. Not Stuttering John. I don't know. But there's Chris, Brittany, Jonathan, Tyrone, And I wish I was in these pictures, but I was around these people at these times, and some beautiful, beautiful memories, man. And a lot of you guys like, 80s and 90s celebrities and pictures and storylines and all that. So just share the pictures with you guys, because maybe they hung out more than I did with all of them, but I still know them all, and I'm still proud to have been in their lives at any point. I don't know if I can name everybody from just looking at it, but that's Lori Fortier. That's Brittany Lori Fortier has the hat, or the white hat. That's Brittany. It's Tyrone. I think that's Jordan Belfer. I remember Jordan. And to the left of him, I don't recognize that one woman. And then to the left of him, that was the girl on California Dreams, I believe. Jenny Kwan. Yeah, I think that's her name, Jenny. That's Jenny Kwan. Then above him is another dude. I believe his name was David. And then the two black gentlemen in the back. I don't know why I have to segregate them by color. I guess it's ingrained in me. But I don't recognize the gentleman next to the gentleman with the backwards hat. David, I believe his name was. Was it David? I forget. The other one, was that the guy on the Cosby Show? I hung out with him a few different times. My forgettings, but amazing people. We've all touched each other's lives in some sense of the word. Is this another? Yes, another picture of that guy, like David and Brittany. And I forgot who the other lady was. I don't know if she was an actress or anything. I do not know. Maybe just one of their friends. But apparently this is like after acting class one night. I think it's either at Jerry's Deli or the bowling alley on Ventura. This, I believe, is the Terminator Kids party, like birthday party, one of those years. That's Holly. Holly is to the left of Brittany. And there's Brittany. And then the other actress, I know she's in some stuff. The name is blanking me. And then these were only the other quick pictures that I saw that I thought were around the acting class time. There's Danica in the later 90s when I did a movie with her. We were still in the acting class as well. Some of my co-stars from that movie, Sex and the Teenage Mind. But I believe this was like, I think this is in my garage. Like you could see my garage in the background. Like the little lines on my garage door in the background. They came over and we were all in the same acting class as well. Plus we all did a movie together called Sex and the Teenage Mind. And they came over to my house and we hung out for a little bit. So beautiful memories. This video has now been 60 minutes long. I just want to thank everybody for staying this long. And if you stayed this long and you enjoyed any of these stories and whatever from this amazing reunion, right down below, write Young Actor Space for life in the comments below. And I'm going to hit you up, and maybe I'll be able to get you guys a prize, but it'll at least tell me that you stayed till the end of this video. I'm working on my podcast. Got a couple of things that I'm going to hopefully get to you guys. A cooking video in the next week or two. And I'm just trying to do my best. It's football time. I've been a little bit busy, but I'm at a much more positive direction, and I'm feeling good. And I love you guys. Thank you for chiming in to today's Storytime video. Consider hitting the like button, becoming a member, supporting your boy if you like this type of stuff. And we're going to start doing some conspiracy stuff and some other stuff in the days ahead. Why not? They all accepted me back into their lives. So even if I possibly make them mad, you can do the same. I love you guys. God bless you. Thanks for tuning in to today's Storytime video. I'm Michael Ray Bauer. And days like this will always be remembered and cherished. And remember, I felt nothing but love on this reunion from everybody. Hate can't hurt happy. So try to be happy.